Hello, my crafting friends, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Connie's Craft Along on the Move. So, schedules change, and as we get closer to spring and the end of the ski season, my work schedule has changed. The times when we can get on the hill or want to get on the hill, I guess, has changed. And so mornings become a hot commodity, shall we say, especially on the days where it gets warmer. This week has been a bit of a crazy week. It was really warm. It was really mushy. It was rainy. There was a lot of water on the hill. We didn't ski. I have not skied yet this week. Shifts were getting called off because, there just weren't the numbers of people coming. So it was a bit of a week, but it's colder today. It has been trying to snow. There's been the odd flurry that has fallen from the sky, but there hasn't really been any snow per se. Nothing that stayed or nothing that would fix anything on the hill. So I'm not really sure what kind of shape the hill is in, but for the next few weeks, Connie's Craft Along might move to Thursday afternoons at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is where we are right now. So hopefully you are finding me as I'm chit-chatting. Hopefully this time works for you. I'm just going to get this up on my screen here if I can. What's it doing? What's it not doing? I'm just kind of sitting there. There we go. Okay, I think I'm here. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. I will put out notifications. It will be in my Sunday email where I list everything that is going on in the craft studio for the coming week. I will try and give you a heads up there. And hopefully you can catch me live. And if you can't catch me live, catch the replay. It's still good crafting stuff, and I do hope that you can join me. Someone said they hope they could make it this time, and I said, well, I hope you can. There is a recording available, but it's so much more fun when people are here with you live. So more fun for me. Hopefully more fun for you too. So anyway, what is going on? So On Stage has started for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. That's an annual event in person. It is in Long Beach, California this year, so far, far from me. And I know there's a number of people from the east side of North America that just couldn't afford to go. California is also very expensive, from what I understand. I didn't look into any of the prices for hotels or anything because I knew I was not going to be going. But some people, I think, had hoped to go and maybe found a flight that wasn't too terribly priced, and then just sort of looked at, the hotel and the food and everything and said, you know what, like the whole thing, I can't swing it. So anyway, it is an awesome conference for anyone that is there. I'm sure you are having an amazing time. Everyone that is there is going to get to see the new catalog. They are going to get the new catalog. They're going to have a paper copy in their hands. So those of us that are not there, will have to wait. We do get to see it online on Monday, actually, if you're a demonstrator. So Monday online. So not too much longer to wait. That is coming, but so many fabulous things about being a demonstrator, and it's always, always an awesome deal to join. So if you are interested in joining the Great Stamping Believers team, we would love to have you. We do lots of fun things, and I provide support for you however best I can. You don't have to do this, okay? You don't have to do Facebook Lives. You don't have to run classes. Maybe you just want a discount on all your craft supplies that you plan to buy because you have a wish list that's woo, and there's a new catalog coming, so now it's woo. Um, or maybe you want to craft with a friend or two, and they need some supplies. So what an awesome way to just help cover your expenses, right? Sell a few things to some friends, and it helps cover the cost of your crafts. And crafting for absolutely no cost is like, isn't that, that's just a fabulous thought, isn't it? So come join the Great Stampin' Believers. We'd love to have you. And um, if you have any questions about that at all, let me know. Love to chat with you about that. Let's head down to the crafting area, shall we? Okay, as usual, or not, I've been not too bad lately, but today I have messed up. I will confess. Oh, nope. I was gonna say I didn't write down the sizes of things, but I did. I do have them. I usually write them, jot them onto a little piece of paper so that I can cut what I need to cut. And then as long as I remember to bring that with me, we're all good. But anyway, okay, I do have it. So where are we going to start? We are going to start over here with this standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, uh, which this is. So I am just going to fold that in half. Going to give it that stuff kind of falling all over the place here. Give it a really nice burnish with my bone folder. Okay, so it continues to be busy in the craft studio. I was designing the April Great Scrappin' with Connie Scrapbook Club layouts today. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. So it is a scrapbooking club, as the name implies, Great Scrappin' with Connie. And we do two double page layouts every month, and I send you a kit of all the bits and pieces that you need. I do not send you the 12 by 12. I use a white willow background for all the layouts. You are welcome to switch it up and use a colored background if you wish, but it's not practical for me to send to mail 12 by 12 at this time. So I don't do that. You need to provide that. So I do everything on white so that we know it will go with white. But as I say, you can switch that up. But everything else is prepared. So you just get to, sit down and have the fun and follow along with my design or modify as you see fit. It's fine to modify it. But it's a great group and it is growing. We've got um, an additional person joining us for April. So that is awesome. And I would love to have you come along as well. If you want to just try it for 1 month, it is $35 for just a single month. But if you want to just sign up and join, it is $30 a month. And that is it's like a subscription. I do confirm every month that you want it. But it's basically the thought is that you will continue at least for a few months. People do need to come and go. I understand that, but I'm just realizing I cut all of my strips 1/2 inch, even though I told you to cut one at 3/4. But I have very narrow sentiments, so I think, other than spacing, I think I'm okay. I wonder if I can. Maybe I'll just go grab some cardstock. You need some cardstock strips, and this is what I didn't clarify. I just said cardstock. I meant cardstock strips. So you want two colors that coordinate, obviously, that are 1/2 inch strips, and then you want one color that's light enough to stamp on, and you're going to cut it at 3/4 of an inch. But clearly, someone messed up here, and I kind of think I might have enough. Oh, dido. Let's just go get some cardstock just to be safe. I shall return. Check amongst yourselves. There we go. So I need. It's not long enough. Don't think that's long enough. Okay. So I have grabbed some packages just in case I need some longer pieces. Hello, Donna. Oh, no, Divine. I am so sorry. From Toronto. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping in to see what we are up to. We are just doing a little bit of crafting here. Not sure if you saw my instructions for what to prepare if you wanted to craft along. You can craft along. This is going to be recorded, so you can always go back later and after you get your pieces prepared and craft then. So, standard card base. two colors of cardstock strips that are 1/2 inch wide. You'll need 2 or 3 of them. And then these, a light color that you can stamp on, and you want those 3/4 of an inch wide. And I cut them incorrectly, so I am just redoing that step. You could use 1/2 inch if you have a narrow sentiment, as I do. I'm just not certain how the spacing would work out. And I don't know if I need 2 or 3, so I'm going to stop there for now because I have my trimmer and I have more cardstock. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to just put our strips down. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border at the top. And you can do these random or you can do them in order, whatever you choose. I might, you know what? I think I'm going to put this guy in the center because he's a different width. And if your strips are longer than your cardstock, not to worry, we will trim them up when we are finished. Ooh, but they need to be at least as long, so that guy's not quite long enough. So then we'll come in with this one. Okay, wiggle and jiggle. So this is basically what I am aiming for. And we'll just get those on kind of evenly. I would strongly recommend a silicone mat for this, just for so you have a place to put your cardstock to get the adhesive on, and I can set all of these over here. But what I want to do on these is stamp my sentiment. Okay, so I am going to what am I thinking I'm going to do? You know what? I might use this for both of them. Okay, so I have this is peach pie. I'm sort of celebrating some of the in colors that will be retiring very soon. Shy Shamrock is one of them. Peach pie is one of them. Oh goodness. There we go. Just gonna see. So this stamp set that I'm using is the Faith collection. Okay. I was thinking I would make some Easter cards with He is Risen, but I didn't actually mount that. I mounted God is Love and Thinking of You. So we might make a couple of Thinking of You cards. But I am just going to come in here and stamp this right across my cardstock. I'm going to leave a small gap. Okay. And I'm going to do the same on this one. And because this is longer than my card, I can just stamp it the same way. If you had cardstock that was 5.5 inches, so the same width as your card base, you would possibly, and entirely up to you and your taste, but you would want to start with your sentiment off the edge a little bit so that your sentiment is staggered when we put the card together. But because mine are longer, I will just stagger where I glue them and it will accomplish the same thing. Okay, while I have that open, I am going to stamp this as well. So for this one, I have Pecan Pie, which is not an in color and therefore not retiring. Just going to put that right sort of centered. A little bit of an ink splatter there. No worries. I made my cardstock double-sided. There we go. Okay. Try this once again. There we go. So Divine, are you a card maker? Are you a scrapbooker? Tell us a little bit about about your crafting and tell us how you found us. Did you just trip over us or did you see something? Did a friend share that we're here? Inquiring minds want to know because we're always happy to welcome new friends to the craft world, aren't we? Okay, I think I'm going to grab some peach pie ink, which I didn't bring along because I set out some similar colors, so I've become so easily confused. Just going to take this. Could that be sort of grass-like across the bottom too? Kind of could, couldn't it? Shall we give it a try? See what we get? I think I have another piece of cardstock in there if I need to, you know, rethink. Excuse me. Okay, so we're just going to come right there. 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 I hope I'm in the camera. Yes, okay. That kind of works, doesn't it? Sort of reminiscent of grass. Grass, what's that, right? This time of year, we've not seen a lot of that lately, although it's starting to become exposed. Well, it's being exposed very quickly after the melt we had going on in the last few days. Okay, I'm gonna get this closed up, and then I am going to mount this onto this cardstock layer. Just giving my stamps a little bit of a clean so I don't lean in anything that I don't want to be leaning in. Okay. You're a new demonstrator. Oh, good for you. So, always exciting to have new demonstrators join and welcome to the Stampin' Up! Family. That is awesome. Okay, so now we have that. We just need to put our background together and I'll add these. Now you can use liquid glue or tape runner, whatever you wish for this. I could, but because these strips are longer than our card, I'm just going to grab, yes, I don't really need that under my, I don't really need it under my strips, but I will just stick it under my card. There, I'm even going to put, oops, I should move up a little bit, shouldn't I? Get those things out of the way. Almost organized, can you tell? Organized chaos. Getting ready for this retreat, and Bev, my helper, was here the other day. And we are starting to get organized chaos because we have so many things on the tables now. We've got all the make and takes, we've got the optional classes, we've got scrapbook layouts, and now I have also added, I had a card class that I shipped out last week, and now I have the April scrapbooking club sitting out. So there's lots of craft bits and piles and all those things. So, but it is organized. Everything has its spot, and we are. But there is lots of stuff out, so there is a level of chaos, I guess, would be fair to say. I'm sort of just kind of guesstimating where the ends of this will be, kind of, sort of. Putting a strip down the center anyway, but okay. So now we have everything sticky and ready to go. And we are just going to come in here. Now, the way I laid them out before, we needed a little less gap at the top. So, oh. And I'm just going to eyeball this and, cross my fingers, hope for the best. Okay, so this has adhesive at this end, so we are going to go here. Now, if you use liquid adhesive, you do have a moment to slide things around, but by the time you get everything set down and lined up and all that sort of thing, you've kind of used that moment, I have found in the past. So I am setting these down. They have tape runner on them. If I need to pull them up to move them, then we're getting out the dental floss. Okay, now I think that I want this to be at this end. So just add a little more adhesive there. Let's see how we did. This is the moment of truth. It's not bad. It's a little uneven, but you know what? It is a handmade card. So we're going to have a little larger gap at the bottom than we do at the top. But that's how it's going to be. And then you are just going to come in with your paper snips and trim off any of these extra bits. Probably take them off my scissors. Might be easier to snip the next ones if I do that. I'm going to cut this right here because that piece does not have any adhesive on it, so it can go back in the strips bin. How many cardstock strips does everyone have? This is a great way to use some of them up, and you can change the sizing on these strips. They don't have to be 1/2 inch. They don't have to be 3/4 inch. You could put some in that are 1/8 of an inch. You could use all 1/2. Anything at all, whatever you want. Thinking of you. That didn't would have been nice if I had an of you here, wouldn't it? Could put it right across the top. Maybe we'll do that. Because then we'll have the whole sentiment showing. Things you, hello, Claire. Things that you realize as you craft on the fly, right? Clearly, I had not made this exact card before this exact moment. That's all good. Look what we're going to do. We're going to put it right here. There we go. And now it's everywhere. And now the strips are just a little background. Like that idea, actually. Okay. So now I am going to pop this up on dimensionals. And this is a fairly large piece. You don't need to have this piece this large. And in fact, because I always say that these craft alongs are a starting point, this is to inspire you and to give you kind of a fun layout that you may want to use. But I'm going to change it up a little bit on the next card, and I will show you that in a moment. But this piece will be smaller, so I could do this too. And then I would have a thinking of you over there. But I like it in the center, so I'm going to go right in the center. There we go. And then, of course, right? Of course, you know what is next. It's not a card until we put the gems on. So I have these, but I was thinking too, possibly, of these. No, I think I like the pecan pie, right? Let's use these. These, if you are wondering, are earthy matte dots. So pecan pie, Cajun craze, early espresso, and something beautiful. Lost Lagoon. There we go. That would be over there. One over here. Up here? Over here? I don't know. Well, there has to be gems, but I'm sometimes I'm sort of hopeless about where to put said gems. That's quite right. We're going back over here. There we go. Okay, card number one. This is why I call this my crafting adventure. Connie's Craft Along. No craft spot. I call my crafting adventure, but this can be a crafting adventure as well. So always some fun and games, right? When I am crafting. Okay, shall we make another card? So this time, very similar. Set these aside for a moment. Set these aside. So standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5. This is thick basic white. If you are doing a white card base, you really want the thick basic white cardstock, not just the regular basic white cardstock. I have lost my bone folder. It's hiding under things. There we go. It is so much nicer for card base. You want your card base to have some substance. So the thick basic white is lovely for card bases. The regular basic white, this is just the regular. And can you see the difference in the thickness? Okay, I'm being silly. Obviously, you would not be able to see that on camera, but this is much thinner than this. So this is really nice for card base. Okay, so this time we have Shy Shamrock again. Yes, we do have three of them. Lemon Lolly and Petunia Pop. And Petunia Pop is another one of the in colors that is going to retire very soon. So if it's one of your faves, you need to get some of that now before it sells out. Okay, I'm bringing my trimmer back in because my Lemon Lolly pieces are not 3/4 of an inch because I was not following my instructions. Oh, okay. And I was sort of priding myself on having my sheet with my the sizing here, and then I didn't even give you the rest of the sizing, did I? I got so it was like, oh, wait a minute, my strips are wrong. So this frame, the Shy Shamrock frame, that is 3¼ inches by 3¼ inches, and then the basic white is 3 by 3. So that was the rest of the sizing on that I neglected to share earlier. Okay, so for this one, I have a smaller, this is, I think this is 2.5. Yeah, so this is 2.5 by 2.5, and this is 2¾ by 2¾ And the reason I wanted it smaller is because I'm going to mount this one this way as a diamond. So this is just one of the ways that you can change things up. Okay, so I am going to use these strips for my sentiment. And where's my Shy Shamrock? I think I'm going to stamp this first because I don't know if this is going to allow me space for sentiment on here. So this is this is large-ish. Should have done this on the other one, but I had in my mind that it was going to be on this one. So here it is. And here we go. And it does fit. I did check that it fits. So, you know, it's all good, right? Got a nice press. There we go. Now we could actually uh put that other cross image inside there, or let me just grab the stamp set. There is a solid one as well. Hmm, that be tricky? Could we do it? I think we could do that, couldn't we? Shall we be brave? I have a I have an extra piece of basic white here that we can cut down, and oh look, double-sided cardstock again. You don't have to pay extra for that, you know. It's Stampin' Up makes it for us at no additional cost. Okay, let's see what we do here. So when you're doing this, you just want to hover over top, and as you get close, you can usually see where you're headed. Oh, it's a little tilted, but you know what? I think it's okay. I think it's gonna work. And I like it, the brown with the green around. That's a nice look. But I think we should make this an Easter card. So let's pull out He is Risen, and we will put that onto our block. I don't know whether we've talked about mounting photopolymers often, but if you're trying to get them straight, because it's clear, if you line it up on your graph paper, then you can come over top with your block and just pick it up off the paper. It's a good idea to drop these down onto your desktop anyway, as opposed to putting them on with your fingers, especially for longer sentiments, because you can sort of bend and twist them a little bit, and then you might get some funny wigglies to your sentiment stamps, or any stamp actually. I pretty much mount them all that way. So okay, I'm gonna come in here again with the Shy Shamrock, and I am just going to stamp this all along here. And I don't know whether you can see or not. I wiggled, and so now I have Shy Shamrock ink on the top of my block. So let's just get rid of that before that goes somewhere that we really don't want it. I do believe that is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so for this one, this little piece of paper, I am going to start with it off the edge a little bit, just so I get the sentiment in different places as it goes across the card. Might need one more. I could have just cut it in a different spot, but okay. Oh, thanks, Claire. I'm glad you liked the card. You don't know how many people send Easter cards. My mother always sent Easter cards to my kids, so my grandkids always, or her grandkids always got Easter cards, and it's nice. I send them to my family when I have them ready and I get organized enough. Just saying. Uh, I don't tend to. I have actually. I guess I have sent Easter cards to friends from time to time. It depends when Easter is and what else is going on in my world. I think sadly we get busy sometimes, don't we? Uh, okay, so what colors do we want where? Shall we start with the Shy Shamrock this time? And then the Lemon Lolly. And oh, that is lovely, isn't it? I think that will work. Okay, so I am going to bring my silicone mats in again and set that down. And I am going to use tape runner again. It did not betray me last time, so we'll use it again. Dental floss is your friend, right? If you need it. Hopefully we won't need it. And you can put your adhesive on these one at a time. I'm just you know, a little bit of a get her done kind of glue person. So we'll just get them all ready. Whoops. Let's aim to stay on the strip with that. Sure that's long enough. Yes, it is. Okay. This is probably off camera, isn't it? Well, not quite, but almost. And one more of these. I have to say, Petunia Pop is not necessarily my favorite color, but it is lovely, and I will miss it. I always say I'm going to miss the in colors when they're leaving, and then you get the new ones, and then you have all these fun new colors to play with. So it's it's usually a pretty short-lived feeling of loss, and then you have new colors and you know new combinations. It's interesting how a color you may not have necessarily cared for becomes very loved when you get different colors uh, to work with to go with it, because then all of a sudden perhaps you really like it. So it's the beauty of color and the magic of color. And of course, Stampin' Up! Does such an awesome job of color coordination with cardstock and ink and gems and ribbon and markers. All the things. Makes our jobs easier anyway. I had a friend was talking about she has been gifted craft supplies over the years, which is lovely. But she said, I have stacks and stacks of paper and I don't know what colors I have in it because it's not necessarily Stampin' Up! Paper. And she said, I spend so much time trying to find colors to coordinate with it. It sort of takes the joy out of the crafting. So that's certainly something that we can be grateful for with Stampin' Up! Is that they just take care of all of that for us. And everything coordinates and matches. So this time I have all my extra bits out the same end. It's kind of handy. I don't think there is adhesive on the end of that lemon lull piece, so I just want to make sure. Yep, it's stuck down. So perhaps it was just sized perfectly. Perhaps there's sticky stuff that I didn't notice, but okay. So there is our background ready to go. And here is, okay, so look, we've got he is risen and we've got he is risen. So that works out very nicely on this one because there isn't really space to stamp around all of the this one. Get this on. So I usually pop my sentiment up with dimensionals, but since my sentiment is on the strips, I'm popping up my image. Just a smidge. Just kind of eyeballing that. Okay, there we go. And let's see, I think that I have some petunia pop. Oh, look over here. I had peach pie and shy shamrock. Hmm. Where was I? Oh, this packet is not even open. Do I have an open package? Maybe not. Okay. Uh, scissors. Do you do this with your gems? To open the package, I cut, and I think I've shown this before, but I cut this edge off and then you can just slide this in and out. But when it's in, it stays protected. So these are very nice. They could have worked on there, but too late. We will not, we will, we'll just move on, move on. Okay. Always good to have options, but the moment on this one has passed. So I'm going to come right in there. There. Somehow that looks crooked. Could be because I'm sitting on an angle to it as well. With my pickles are a little bit askew, so I'm not quite square to my crafting. So who knows, eh? Okay. Oh, there's a bow left over from the other day that I had thought about putting on as well. What do we think? Do we want a bow on this one? Can you see that? Put a bow at the bottom of the cross. It does kind of work, doesn't it? The colors sort of coordinate nicely. What do you think? Shall we go for it? Where's my glue dots? Okay. So the easiest way to put a bow on is to use a glue dot. Just stick it down onto there. And that right at the bottom. There we go. Okay. There we have it. I hope you like spring. And doesn't that just look like spring? It's just happy spring-like colors. Just what we all need right now, I think, isn't it? Where am I? There we go. I am back. So there's the cards. And as I say, this is a starting point. This is to inspire you. So great way to use up cardstock strips because we all have them, right? All the layers that we make and everything, we usually end up with far more strips than we know what to do with. But this is a great way to use some of them to create pretty backgrounds. And this doesn't need to be a square. This could be a rectangle, it could be a circle, it could be any shape you want. And you could put designer series paper there. And on and on and on. As I say, this is just the starting point. This is the inspiration for your crafting. So I hope that I have inspired you. I hope you like it. And I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to suggest that Connie's Craft Along will be next Thursday afternoon again, as opposed to Friday mornings. So let's just sort of put that out there. It will be in my Sunday email. So if you are not on my mailing list, greatstampingwithconnie.com will give you an opportunity to join my mailing list, and then you will see exactly what is going on and when it's going on. And next week, we will have Craft Spot on Tuesday. I do believe something's going on next Tuesday, but I think it's next Tuesday. Team meeting. Our team meeting is next Wednesday. So if you are part of the Great Stampin' Believers team, we will get together next Wednesday, and then Connie's Craft Along Thursday afternoon. All right. Have an awesome rest of the day, everyone. Take care. Happy crafting, and we'll see you all again really soon. Bye for now.